If y'all wouldn't mind just ignoring all of this, this is our second take of these videos because they all got corrupted. Believe it or not, Luffy and his grand adventure for the mythical One Piece is actually a pretty great parallel for our walk as Christians. And in this comparison, Luffy might just be the greatest journeyman ever. Good morning, nerds. I'm Nathan, your nerd pastor here at Checkpoint Church, and we are so glad that you are here with us on day 3 of our week of joy. We thank you for watching these videos and for keeping up with us and having a good time. Welcome back if this is your multiple video that you've seen with us, and if you are new here, welcome to the party. As always, we're going to be starting with our scripture. So this is going to be an epistle or letter from James, chapter 1, verses 2 through 4. I'm going to be reading from the NRSV this morning. That's just my preferred translation. It's what's going to be on the screen. If you have a translation you prefer, feel free to use that as well. My brothers and sisters, whenever you face trials of any kind, consider it nothing but joy, because you know that the testing of your faith produces endurance, and let endurance have its full effect, so that you may be mature and complete, lacking in nothing. Luffy is the protagonist of the anime and manga One Piece and the captain of the Straw Hat Pirates. Starting as a kid, Luffy always wanted to be a pirate and aspired to be just like his mentor, Captain Red-Haired Shanks. Luffy accidentally ends up eating what's known as a devil fruit, which is a magical fruit that grants the consumer a variety of strange powers depending on the fruit. Luffy ate the gum fruit, so he is super stretchy and his body is essentially made out of rubber. Pretty cool. He's got some cool superpowers. He can fight. He's really strong and devoted and tough. But there is a pretty serious downside. See, if you eat the devil fruit, you can't swim. You sink like a rock, straight to the bottom. Kind of a problem for a pirate who literally lives on the water. Nevertheless, he is determined to be a pirate, and not just any pirate, but Luffy wants to be king of the pirates. So how do you do that? Well, it's easy. All you have to do is find something that absolutely has never been found by anyone that's been searching for it for a long time, called the One Piece. Bum, 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 right? Roll credits. Now, without giving any spoilers away for actual episodes of the show, because that won't be necessary, we can actually get to the point of our message today by saying this factoid alone. One Piece is currently, as of November 29th, 2020, sitting on its 997th chapter in the manga series and the 931st episode of the anime. Now let's just do some real basic math here and assume that each of these episodes is only 20 minutes, which, let's be honest, is a little bit of an undershot because they're normally going to be more than 20 minutes. But even going with that underestimation, that means there are 310 total hours of One Piece. That's 13 straight days of television. That's so much time. I hate to break it to you, but if you're wanting to watch One Piece, you're pretty far behind. Now, with some exception, of course, a majority of these chapters and episodes are found in battle, conflict, and tension because that's just storytelling. And for some context, they've not even come close to finding the One Piece. Sometimes I will lose the remote or something, and if it's not in the first 3 places I look, then I just give up for the day. Somehow, beyond any human capacity, Luffy is able to never give up on his goal to be king of the pirates. He never loses his childlike joy of adventuring the 7 seas and spending time with his best friends and searching for this crazy thing. Now, we'll get back to that in just a second. First, our scripture. We aren't exactly sure who wrote James, but it's often thought to have been written by the brother of Jesus, James. However, while that may be unclear, one thing is super clear. This is a message written by a Jewish Christian for Jewish Christians. Now, I know what you're thinking. I am not a Jewish Christian, so what can this possibly have to offer me? Well, it was canonized into the Bible for a reason, and it is filled with a lot of encouraging and inspiring text. Most notably is our passage for today. The early Jewish Christians would have been literally being persecuted on the reg. The leaders were being crucified, and the lessers were probably being imprisoned at best. So the audience that James is writing to is the people that are really experiencing genuine persecution. And so James wants to offer up an encouraging and inspiring text that might allow them to make it through these trials and challenges that are literally ending some of their lives. And so James essentially describes the Christian life, the Jewish Christian life, as kind of a roguelike video game, where you get a little better after each challenge and defeat. Hopefully, not death. While we can certainly challenge and stretch this interpretation a little bit if we want to, what I find so gripping about this scripture in particular is that James says to the early Jewish Christians to consider it pure joy when we face challenges. Now, I don't know about you, but if I'm in a bad mood and somebody comes up to me and says, well, just be happier, that normally doesn't work for me. And I think James gets that. And so he's not just saying, hey, just consider it joy, but instead, James offers us this if-then statement. He basically says, if you consider it joy, if you try and see these as a challenge, then think of where you will end up on the other side of things. Think of where that joy will take you in the future. So let's think back to Luffy. I'm not exactly sure when Ichiro Oda is going to wrap up the cash cow that is One Piece, but I am hopeful that when he does so, he'll do it respectfully without rushing to a nonsensical ending or straying from the canon work that he's worked so hard to build. However, regardless of where Oda actually takes the story, if we get super meta and just look at this through Luffy's eyes, I think we probably find that Luffy agrees with how James sees life. It's kind of like that cute coffee cup saying that's like, life's not a journey, it's the destination, right? It's cheeky, but it's kind of true. Luffy doesn't really see being king of the pirates as where he will be someday. Instead, he sees that his journey has already gotten started. He sees that his journey to the One Piece and to being king of the pirates is already happening right here, right now, since 1997, 931 episodes later. The journey is the story, and the story is the journey. So if we keep on this line of thought that maybe this might be a parallel for our Christian life, Luffy might just be the best example of a Christian life that we have in manga. He perseveres in a way that each new step in the journey makes him stronger than he was the day before, truly just being happy for that growth. That's something to be striven for. So keep your head up and try to focus on where you'll be on the other side of this challenge. It may be difficult right now, but if we consider where we'll be on the other side, then maybe we can push forward. And hey, sure, maybe you can't stretch like rubber, but at least you don't sink like a rock in the ocean. Even more so, at least you're not Usopp. Thanks so much for watching this video, everybody. I so appreciate you taking time out of your day to continue watching these videos and enjoying these times. If you liked this video, maybe consider giving us a like down below and sharing it with a friend. We love to see that. It encourages us with what we're doing and also lets more people know about these deep dive devotionals into our favorite manga, anime, and comic book heroes. And if you're looking for how to take this to the next step, then might I encourage you, if you're the praying type, to use our prayer down in the description down below. If you are the journaling type, we have a free guidebook available to download down there as well. And if you're the community type and want to take this conversation deeper, then feel free to join our Discord community where we're having conversations and playing games together and just enjoying company with one another. We are not going to be streaming tonight. This has been kind of a crazy week. Some of you may be able to tell that I finally have my couch put back together, but I have been sleeping in the guest room because we've had a bit of a COVID exposure scare here, and so we've been doing our best to move forward, and we think we're finally over the hill, but we're still not quite there yet. We really appreciate your patience. We promise we'll be back soon. With that, let's get this boy on the tree. And there you have it. We have the future king of the pirates up on the Christmas tree. Thanks again so much for watching. That is all that we have for this video. We'll be back again, same place tomorrow here. We hope that you'll join us as we continue on in this week of joy, and we thank you for your time. Until next time, folks, bye-bye!